Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about the referral sheet and playing the referral game and how to book the referrals and really strategize and think about your words when you're sending these texts out to these people that have no idea who you are. And so I'll have to kudos to Cindy because she's the one that brought it to my attention that, hey, maybe not everybody has my script or knows my thought process with the script that I have. And so we were talking yesterday and I was sharing her with my scripts and why I use it. And I thought this would be a great training and plus to have it recorded and put on our YouTube channel. So thank you, Cindy. All right. First of all, when I give you my script for my referrals, it is a script that I have worked on for years. And the reason I've stuck with this particular script is because it got me the most results in the last 3 years. And so this has been years of me, blood, sweat, and tears, no bookings, no cancellations and things like that. This is the nature of our business, and that part is never going to go away because we deal with people. But what I want to tell you is stick with my words because they work, okay? I've made a lot of mistakes up to this point, and so what I try to do with all of my training is to save you time and money so that you don't make some of the same little mistakes that I made before. So I use it. It's simple, it's intriguing, and it looks fun. And so you want to, the things that you want in your script text, and these are the text messages that you would send to the referrals from the referral game. Have your name on there, their friend's name so that they know why you have their name. And then you want to have their friend's name. Okay, so their friend's name, their name, and your name. Those are the 3 names that need to be on there. Why you're texting them, and I'm going to give you my script, and I'm actually going to Vox it so you'll have it. You can kind of save it and cut and paste. And then you always change the season. So like every season I'll say, for example, this is holiday makeover season. And after Christmas would be New Year, New You makeovers, and then after that will be spring makeovers. And then after that will be summer and then fall and then back to winter, holiday, whatever. And so you always change that part of the script with the season, okay? I also always tell them that they're getting a pampering session and a gift certificate. I don't tell them how much in the text. I don't tell them all about the pampering session. I let it be a little bit intriguing so they want more. And here's why. I'm trying to go by my notes so I don't forget. You want to get them on the phone. 2 reasons, and I'm going to probably repeat myself because I have this here, but it's coming up now. You want to get them on the phone, 1, for your safety, so that they sound like somebody you would want to go to their house, that you know that you've texted the right number, because what could be scary is if the numbers got, transposed or you transposed them, you text, some axe murderer. I don't want to scare you, but I'm just always being real. I'm a negative Nelly, and if you're just constantly corresponding with somebody that's not really who you think she is, and you end up at somebody's house who's, some pervert because you didn't get them on the phone. And so you getting them on the phone is vital to your safety and you listening to know that, okay, I do want to go to her house. Also, they need to know that you're real and that you're safe because people are, they're skeptics now. There's a lot of scammers out there. And so it's you building on that relationship from that point. So like, here's my script. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. So it says, "Hey Haley, Jessica Hunt gifted you a pampering session, a pampering package and spring makeover with a gift certificate. She had to list friends or family that she felt was overworked and underappreciated. When can I call you to chat more about your pampering session? Kissies, a little kissy lips, Michelle." Now that's the first point of contact. We're going to talk about that in just a second. So here's, don't skip any of that. Don't skip any of the parts that I've mentioned. Also, always have your business card attached to it. If you haven't created a virtual business card for a text this business card from Pic Collage with your picture on it, you need to do so. So when I send it, I cut and paste, not cut and paste, I copy and forward the script and then my picture on my business card. I will send that on Voxer. Never skip that part either, because if you're just sending a whole bunch of words, they don't know if you're real. And believe me, there's a lot of scams. Like I said, there's a lot of scammers out there. And so that lets them see your picture, that you're not an axe murderer, that you're real. You've mentioned her friend. You left your name. You know her name. And so it's important that you create that, okay? Don't skip that part. Also, I'll tell you what happens when you skip that part. When I first started texting about several years ago, believe it or not, it's only been about three years since I've been texting referrals. I used to call them all. You know, I was old school. That's what we did. We called. And everybody was texting and nobody was answering the phone, because nobody answers numbers that they don't know anymore. Whatever. They used to, but now they want to text. So I had to start texting. I was a dinosaur. I didn't text my picture. I didn't text my business card. I sat in my office and text 100 referrals, okay? And guess how many bookings I got? 0. Guess how many people responded? 0. It was because they didn't know if I was real, okay? And so when I say don't skip that part, please hear my heart. Don't skip that part. Also, I work from one sheet at a time. So I'm going to show you an example. So if I'm working with Camille, okay, I'm working with, or actually Christina's people, I'm going to text all of Christina's people at one time. So the only thing I have to change is the name. So Brianna is going to be, hey, Brianna, Christina Stowe, you know, whatever. And then I would say, hey, Kelly, Christina Stowe said, or hey, Sean, Christina Stowe said. And I just put a T by text. And then when I go to my second point of contact, I write a 2 and go down. And so I work from one sheet at a time. It's less changing of the names. And so you don't get confused and put the wrong name on the wrong person. I just work from one sheet at a time, then flip over. Then I change my script, the name on my script, to the next person. And I go down through there. And then when they respond, I go back and circle that they responded, and then I work from there. So I make notes on my referral sheets if they responded, if they asked me not to text them back, or sometimes they say, thank you so much, that's so sweet, but I have a consultant, and here's my response, and I want you guys to use the same response. I always say, thank you so much for being loyal to your consultant. We are sisterhood, and we really value that. Have a great day. Okay, that's gonna just let her see that we are women of excellence. And what is she gonna remember? If one day her consultant quits, she might look back on her phone and find you, okay? That you were like, thank you for being loyal. That means so much. Whatever words you want to use, that's so important, okay? Now, going back to where I work from the sheet, I also, do I text everyone every sheet that I have? Remember, these are people that I've been in front of. And there have been times where I felt like somebody's, let's say I was at, there's been 2 times where there were guests at the party, and I knew for a fact they were high on drugs. And so as soon as I got the sheets back up from playing the referral game, I put a big X and I circled it, so I would know not to call her people. I am always going to keep myself safe, and my time is very valuable to me. But y'all, that's only happened to me 2 times that I felt like I knew I did not want to call, because most of the time, because I've been so good at picking the right people, I haven't really been in a place where I didn't want to call any of their people. And so I, would protect myself that way. Because, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a book upstairs, 7 books now of leads. These kind of leads never go cold. So and I've never gotten, we're going to talk about the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th point of contact. Most of the bookings happen, 80% of the bookings happen at the 5th and 6th point of contact. What I'm about to tell you will probably excite you. I've really never had to do my 3rd point of contact because I get so many bookings from, because I'm always holding appointments and there's always new names to call, that I've really never had to tap in to my 3rd point of contact. So now I have 7 manuals full of leads that if I ever just have nothing to do, I can go back and pull up some parties and get all booked up. That is a guaranteed paycheck. And that's so exciting to me. And that is the systems that I want to teach you, is that once you get started, it's a snowball effect, but getting started, we're going to talk about that. There was a point as a brand new consultant, I had one party on my date book. It was my Aunt Debbie. I was brand new, had never even been to a Mary Kay training. I sold nothing. I booked nobody, and it ended right there. I didn't know how to play the referral game. I didn't know how to get bookings. I obviously didn't know how to get sales. And I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out. And luckily you guys have us, and we have this wonderful video conferencing that we do every Sunday to teach you every single thing we know to get you to this point where 18 years down the road, you've got 7 manuals full of names from all over the place. If you ever have the snow blindness again. All right. So going back to making sure that you don't, text everybody. You just want to always be smart at your parties. And so if there's ever any questionable people, you can make your notes, because you will forget, and you can just get rid of that lead sheet, so that you don't ever put yourself in danger. Don't think that that they're going to book with you over one text. Okay. So if you are using a different script, you don't want to put so many words in there. If you're just totally against using my script, watch how many words you're using and how much information you're giving them. You've got to keep them intrigued so that when you get them on the phone, then you can share what they're getting. And I'm going to give you that information too tonight. So they want to hear your voice, because remember, you want to connect with them. You want to be professional so that they, and you also, when you get them on the phone, I'm going to show you how to turn that one-on-one appointment into a double facial or even a party. And that's vital, because time is money. And if you're having to drive an hour, 2 hours, you have to get really good at making sure you've got more than one face that you're going to, that there's 2 faces there, 3 faces there, 4 faces there. That's going to up the odds of you having a great selling appointment, so that it was worth your time. Now, I am always the glass is always full mentality when it comes to an appointment, because I found Trinity, and I told this to Cindy yesterday, I found Trinity 8 rows deep, okay? 8 rows deep. And I told Cindy, my first several parties were just total flops, but I kept booking and booking, and I was getting recruits. And they were not doing anything. And yeah, we won't even go there. And so I kept on, and all of a sudden, got another recruit, didn't even know her. She just heard about it, and I'm like, it took me 2 weeks to call her, because I thought, oh God, this girl is going to be another dud. I was driving to Tennessee 2 or 3 times a week. And met her, and then all of a sudden, her hairdresser told her that she would book a party. And I'm like, hairdresser? Oh, yeah, they know everybody. And at that party with the hairdresser signed up, and Trinity was there. And I knew Trinity was going to be a sales director. And so I am the queen of digging for diamonds. And so, I just always look at, okay, there's a reason that I'm here. Maybe, it's not always for the sales or the recruit, but hopefully I did God's work. And sometimes it's a paycheck of the heart. And then sometimes 8 rows down, you find the diamond. So you just have to always pray for your business and pray that, if it wasn't what you thought it was, that God will reveal to you what it was supposed to be or what he used you for. And, sometimes I'm still looking back, well, what was that all about? I don't know. But that's just the attitude I always have. Now, so don't think everybody's going to always book with you. We're going to talk about that in a second. They need to know that you're real. So that's why it's so important that they get you on the phone. Okay, we talked about that. Now, book them first. So let's talk about the strategy of turning it into from one facial to double or a party. So you want to book them first. So let's say I'm going to do like a little role play here. So when I called Marianne, she was one of my winners she won at the bridal fair. Of course, you guys know she won several times. And I go ahead and book her. Marianne, you're one of our winners. Congratulations. Or let's just say she was a referral. Let's just use her as a referral. Marianne, I'm so excited to meet you. Angeline gave me your name. She said that you are so overworked and underappreciated. She told me you had 5 kids. Oh, my gosh. But isn't Angeline the sweetest? And I talk about the person so that there's a connection. And she's like, oh, my gosh, yes. We've known each other forever. And I said, well, let me tell you about this pampering session that she has gifted you. And you get a gift certificate. I'll tell you more about that too. So with this pampering session, you're going to get a spa-like experience. You're going to get a microdermabrasion treatment, or you get to choose from a facial peel or charcoal mask, one of those 3. You get a skincare regimen treatment. I'm going to teach you how to match your foundation based on your skin tone and skin type. And we've got some new eyeshadows and new contouring. I'm going to teach you how to contour. The eyeshadows are life-proof. They're 12-hour wear from work to work out. I'm going to teach you about how to apply those based on your eye shape. I don't know if anyone's ever taught you that. And then this appointment's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour, and you get to spend your gift certificate on anything that you want. Okay. Now, what days are good for you? I do Wednesday, weeknights and weekends. Now my weekends fill up fast, and this is usually around your kitchen table, or if you're local to me, you're welcome to meet me at my studio. But what days are good for you? We go ahead and get the date down. Okay. Notice I have not mentioned her gift certificate yet. Okay. So we go ahead and get the date down. Got the date down. Now, Marianne, go ahead and give me your skin information so I can start preparing your spa package and for the spa experience. What you're doing here is you're letting her know that you're legit, that you're professional, that you literally need this information to prepare this appointment for her, and that this is your work, and that if she cancels with you, this is your work day, and this is a very important schedule, a time that you've given her. This is one of your work times. So Marianne, go ahead and tell me, are you oily, combo, normal to dry? Okay, and she's going to give me that answer. So tell me if you're ivory, beige, or bronze. And then Marianne, go ahead and tell me your eye color. Okay, your eye color. Great. Now you've got the time. You've got her excited because you've got her skin information. This is all customized for her. Now what you do, you need to bring it home. You need to make sure she's got more people there, okay? So that your odds per face and sales go up. So Marianne, I'm coming, and I know women always like to do everything with a girlfriend or a sister or a mom. And if you want to share your experience with someone you feel is overworked and underappreciated, you are welcome to invite them. It can be as many as you want, but for every person that you share it with, I can add an extra $5 to your gift certificate. Okay, so you want to invite 3 or more, 4 or more, that's fine. If you just have a mom or a sister, so just let me know. Can you think of anybody right now? And she's going to be thinking and say, great, if you want to work in the next couple of days of getting me their skin information so I can have it written down and start preparing their spa experience, we'll do that. And then I'll text you a day or two before to make sure that everybody's good and that we've got everything and that it's still a good time for you. Does that sound okay? Great, and congratulations. And I will let Angeline know that you're excited and that you so appreciate her. And if you get a chance, text her and tell her thank you, okay? I'll see you next Thursday. Okay, I just turned that, and that's exactly what I say. I just turned that into double or party so that now I've got a good chance of increasing my sales, okay? Now, so I just gave you my script. So know your numbers too. So when you're working from this list, keep your referral notebook. Keep your numbers like I showed you how to I write a T by everybody I text and I make little notes. So because these are kind of cold calls and they don't really know you, my odds right now are 1 out of 20. 1 out of 20 will book with me. And so that's why you have to have a lot to work with. Now, booking from a vendor booth, a lead generating booth, whatever you want to call it, my odds for that is 1 out of 4. Okay. So it's a little different because I just spent face-to-face time with that person that came up to my booth. And so this is all that about the importance of building that relationship and people knowing who you are. And so increase knowing your numbers will help you not get disappointed when you're working with different avenues or different areas of leads, like facial boxes, lead generating booths, and then of course your referral sheet. 80% of all bookings come from the 5th and 6th point of contact. So we talked about that. So you just got to keep going. I mean, this is the business. It's not magical, it's mathematical. And it's sales, all sales. My sister's in sales, and it's no matter what the sales are, everybody's got their number, and you have to be in the field enough to know your number. And if you're having trouble with your emotions with the numbers, you need to read the book The World's Greatest Salesman by Og Mandino, and that will help you so much to overcome those negative emotions when you don't get the results that you want, and it will teach you how to stay the course. And so that book, I've read it, I think 2 or 3 times now, and it is amazing. It is an amazing book. So The World's Greatest Salesman by Og Mandino. I want to give you a tip. It has a biblical base, and if you will finish it and read it to the end, it has an aha moment that will it will bring you to your knees in tears. Natalie just finished it, and but it talks to you about, it has scrolls. So don't think that you need to do the scrolls. Just read through the scrolls. Don't do the exercises because it will take you forever. But read through the book and then get to the end to get the aha moment, and then go back and do the scrolls if you want to. But it will change your outlook and the negative record that's playing in your head. Because to be in sales and to be good at sales, you have to have a new record playing, because we get more disappointments than probably any other field, because we deal with people and we deal with rejection. And, no's will not kill you, but the yeses will rock your world. But it can be like this, up and down, up and down. And you have to learn how to be like this and say, next, next, and be happy when you're happy and be okay when it's dipping. And just know that it's a numbers game. It's not magic. It's not magical. It's mathematical. Okay. Now, when you need more iron, when you are new, you need more irons in the fire, because you've got to have, like, so I didn't warm chatter. I was not going to run down and headhunt and run up to people in the malls and stuff like that. Wasn't good at that. And so always had several facial boxes out in my local area. Always did, vendor events, whatever, car shows, craft fairs, baby expos, bridal fairs, whatever I was doing it. Wherever there were people, I was doing it. Fall festivals at school. So that was my second iron in the fire. And then my third was referrals. So I always had three things. And so I always teach, have three avenues, okay? It can be fundraisers. It can be office on the goes. It can be wherever you give business, get business. You can do the drop-in on the goes at break time in the people where you give business, your dentist, your doctor, your banks, your insurance agent, your real estate agent. Think about all those professionals that you give business. Those are the working women that have to look good in corporate America, okay? So always have three irons in the fire. If you're not happy with the names that you have, look at the irons that you have in the fire, okay? You've got to have a lot of spaghetti to throw on the wall, because if you throw enough spaghetti on the wall, eventually some of it's going to stick, okay? I want to talk to you about why I only use this referral sheet. Because in 18 years, I've used a lot of different referral sheets. In fact, back in the day, I just used our profile card. But guess what? It only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 names. I'm like, okay, well, I'm cheating myself. There's only 7 slots. People fill out the 7 and that's it. Then I did one. It was like the tic-tac-toe game. Cindy found that the other day too. And here's why I stopped using that. It only had 9 names. All right. But then I was busy. I didn't have time to keep up with it. The way it worked is it had a tic-tac-toe, had a prize under each slot, and you would put a person's name, and if that person booked, that referral booked, you the hostess got that prize. And I didn't have time to keep up with which one booked and mailing her the prize. It was costing me more money, postage, and trying to keep up with the paperwork. And I was like, okay, that's not going to work. Then I found the referral sheet with 20 names. And it was a fun game, the Desert Island game. It's right there. And I've stuck with that for years. And so I've tried everything. There's even other things that I've tried. I've tried the Hostess Tower. Lots of things, okay? Lots of things that you can try. The Hostess Tower is fun. It's really great during the holidays. 3 tiers, and this has nothing to do with referrals, but it's bookings. And if the hostess held her party on the original day, she gets to open the first box. And I found these beautiful boxes at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or whatever. So she got the prize. If she had 5 guests there, she got to open the other box, all before the party started. Okay. The last box is the biggest box. And if she has at least 2 people go ahead and tell me that they will host a party, she gets 2 people, she gets to open that big box. And that worked for a long time. But then I kind of got tired. I think I was pregnant. I was tired of hauling those boxes around. But you guys, there's lots of great things to try. Just stick with the referral game. That works. It's 20 names. It's fun. And like I said, I've tried them all. Now, watch your referral video, because in my referral video, I talk about what you do when you're at a facial, which is 1-on-1 or 2 people, double facial, versus a party. There's a strategy, because you can't play a game with 1 or 2 people. And so I actually show you in the video how to play the referral game at a facial, because it's different than a party. And so please, please, please watch that, because it's crucial. It's crucial to understand and have those words to use when you are at the facial. When you leave to run out, and you'll see it on the video. You're at a facial, you go out to your car to get the product, you leave her with the referral sheet, and you tell her, while I'm getting your product, if you can think of anybody, any of your friends or family that's overworked and underappreciated, I would so value you helping me build my business, because I had such a good time with you. And I like to get referrals from people that I know and that I like. It kind of keeps me safe, going into strangers' homes, and I would love to pamper them. I'm going to give them a gift certificate. And for every name you give me, I'm going to give you $1 off each. $1 off on your next purchase, or you can do $2 off. Okay. If it's somebody that you really want her name, say, I'll give you $2 off on your next purchase. And so she's writing. And so you get back in, you get the list, and you're like, oh, wow, you have 10 names. So you get $20 off on your next purchase. Guys, don't be afraid to give away product. $20 in free product is only $10 out of your pocket. Okay. And so that can make a big difference. Those 10 names, that could be some really good leads. And so always have it the open hand to receive the gift. All right, sometimes people are hanging on to that almighty dollar so tight that your hands cannot open to receive. And so think of it that way. You got to spend a little money to make some money, and anything you give away is a tax deduction anyway, so it's a write-off. Okay. So always have, I'm almost finished. Oh, Marian, I want you to talk about something. All right, so I never have to see, and I told you guys I never have to do more than 3 points of contact because I have so many leads. And how I make sure that I never forget to play the referral game is I have my stack. You guys know my stack. I have my visual aid. Underneath my visual aid, I have my referral game. Underneath my referral game, I have my green cards. Underneath my green cards, I have my closing sheet. So I never get to that close of that table close without playing the referral game and without playing the green card game. If you don't put it in that order, you will forget until you have done 10 parties on your own. You don't have that muscle memory. You don't ever want to skip that, because you will eventually run out of business if you keep forgetting the referral game. All right, Marianne, I'm going to turn it over to you for a few minutes. She's got some exciting news to share. Okay.
I do. And I also wanted to, I'm bringing Angeline on for 1 second. She is going to share with you, she sells cars, and so she has some experience in a different sales field as well. And I asked her if there's some similarities between what we're saying about follow-up, and she said absolutely yes. So Angeline, real quick, if you'll just share those two things real quick.
So follow-up in auto sales and just sales in general that I've learned is like the key to your money. Because in car sales, I sold a vehicle to a customer and they ended up totaling it, but I always follow up like 3 days, 2 weeks, a month, every 3 months, things like that. And so by keeping myself in front of them, they actually called me and said, hey, we totaled this car. I need to come back to you and get a new car. And they remembered who I was. So that's important, because how many times have you had a customer say, oh yeah, I have a consultant. I forgot their name though. Yeah. And so keeping yourself in front of them enables them to come back to you. Another example I had a customer come and look at a vehicle in July, and she said, hey, I'm not ready. It's for my son. His birthday is in the end of October. I'm going to come back then. Well, I called her. I kept in touch. She never, ever answered the phone. Never called me back, never anything. But I called her once a month, just kept calling her, touching base. She came back, remembered my name, asked for me, and I sold her a car. So in your Mary Kay business, it's important to keep yourself in front of people, whether they buy from you or not. They're going to eventually, because we have amazing products. So keeping your name there, they know who you are and they're going to come back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Angeline. Thanks so much for sharing that different point of view. So, and also whenever the 21-day booking challenge, which was talking about the series of follow-ups in our business, became popular again in Mary Kay, even though it was classic Mary Kay, but it just had a new name and became really popular in social media. I told my husband about it, and he was in direct sales insurance at the time. He was like, oh yeah, you don't do that? And I was like, my bad. And so it's like everybody else in sales knew, it's just I didn't at that time. So you get to learn something new every day. So once, talking about, Angeline said we have amazing products. To piggyback off of that, I got to hear something really important from National Sales Director Cheryl Fulcher, and they had just come back from the NSD Summit with corporate, and this is where they get downloaded with the most amazing stuff. And Like that's the place you want to be. And so she told us that the inner circle nationals, which are the top nationals, like, you know, Gloria Mayfield Banks and whoever the other ones are, Pam Shaw, Julia Burnett. Anyway, so they got to go on a private tour to the new Research and Development Center. They were the first ones to be able to take a tour inside of there. And they got to sit with the researchers, the scientists, like the think tank people, the people who come up with what are we going to do next and how are we're going to put it together and what are we going to put it in. And they said their goal, okay, we're not talking about Nathan Moore, our president, we know he's on fire, he wants to be number one. Their goal is, they said their exact words were, our goal is to do a complete takeover of the skincare and beauty industry. And what they mean is number one in the world for direct sales and brick and mortar in skincare. Number one in the world, direct sales and brick and mortar for makeup. Like the name on everybody's tongue is Mary Kay. Like none of this, oh, I've heard of it. And it's like in the mix with all these other names. It's like, this is the it makeup. Like, you know, like right now you think of whatever makeup everybody kind of thinks is popular, that then is going to be Mary Kay. Like that is where we're going. And so because we have our own research and development center, a lot of other companies don't do their own research. They don't even do their own production. Like they just buy it from somewhere and slap their label on it and call it theirs. It's horrible. And so ours is very unique. And so with this research and development center there and the manufacturing plant there, it's saving a lot of time and it's saving a lot of money so that we can direct our resources to becoming that number one, the new it company in all of the world. And so I just have to tell you, how exciting is that you are part of a company that is about to be number one in the world. You're going to see it. You're in a part of a very special place because you get to watch this transformation. It's going to happen, you know, pretty quickly, obviously not overnight, but, you know, you just stay in it long enough, you'll be able to see the transformation over the next couple of years. And then, you know, people who come in later as we're number one, like they just assume we're always number one, and it's great still. So there's nothing like being ground level. It's kind of like, you know, when you're in DIQ and you're part of the charter team of a DIQ team, or you're part of the first team to earn a free card, there's no one else gets to experience that after the first time. Like it's so special. And so I just want you guys to be really excited because Michelle's saying, you know, they're doing the work to bring us these products, but if we don't tell anybody and if we don't share it with them, it ain't gonna happen. And then like they won't be able to crank out these amazing products if we don't sell them. Like they can't sell them. It is our job to get it out there to the world. Like our job is so crucial. Okay. And so they'll tell you that they don't have a job unless we work. Like their lives depend on us. Like, isn't that crazy? Like we don't work for them. Did I say that right? They work for us.
They work for us.
It's amazing.
That. If you ever talk to corporate.
Yeah, it's so humbling, and I'm just so honored that. Yeah, like if you imagine yourself, like you're the CEO, and they are your research and development. They're coming to you and saying, "What would you like us to bring to the table?" That is it. That is exactly how the order goes. And so, because we're out there in the field, and so we email them. Michelle emails them every day and tells them what we need, and that's exactly what we get. So be proud, be excited, you guys.
Yes, y'all can thank me for having 45% more matte eyeshadows. Now, I know we're running late, but I just want you guys to know this because I don't think you guys know this, but when a person is new to Mary Kay Corporate, they're hired on at corporate, and they still have this. Everybody gets this little card, and I've seen it. It's about yay big, and it's from Mary Kay, and she lists how they're supposed to treat her consultant daughters. And it says, you don't work for them, but they don't work for you, you work for them. Basically, we're supposed to be treated like queens because we are the vehicle that's taking the product to the world. And they know that. And so they all have this little card that Mary Kay wrote on how to treat the consultants on their desk, every single corporate employee. Is that not amazing? I hope that you feel special and you know what an amazing company that you work for. And guys, thank you for being on tonight. I know we're running late, but we had some really good stuff. This is recorded and it will be on the YouTube channel in the morning. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. If you're traveling, drive safe, fly safe, and eat a lot of turkey and be ready for your Pink Friday sale. I'm so excited. Good night, everybody. Good night.